the slickest, most visually appealing, and therefore most insidious packaging of feminist cliches and trans grooming that you have ever seen.
To put that in like normal human speak instead of lizard person degenerate speak, what she means is it's well filmed, well acted, and a good movie. I'm not sure if you've heard, but this week there are two movies coming to theaters, two very large movies. One being Oppenheimer, the Christopher Nolan biopic of the guy behind the atomic bomb, and Mattel's Barbie. Barbie, directed by Greta Gerwig, really great director. I've seen a couple of her movies. I actually haven't seen Little Women, but I've heard it's very good. But directed by Greta Gerwig, it's stars Margot Robbie. It looks pretty fun, right? Can we watch a bit of the? No, I don't think we can. Pretty sure I'll get DMCA'd. Fuck. You've seen the trailer. Go Google the trailer. But so Barbie being a pretty old brand, there's a lot of people who are like hung up about the kind of movie. And like, okay, so let's be really, really clear. The conservative pole of this country has had a time-honored tradition of being the sour puss in the room, being the always upset, always triggered, always bothered by something group, right? And what's funny to me is I think they recognize they've been really pushing the fact that, you know, they're the populace, that they're the silent majority, that they're the cool ones, right? That's always kind of been a thing. In conservative media, there's always been this drive, this effort to paint their politics and their side as the popular and the majoritarian mindset, right? And what they've done that a lot through media, trying to align themselves with successful movies. I think we saw this maybe last year. I think that came out last year with Top Gun Maverick, with the sequel to Top Gun, where, you know, conservatives screeched on about how conservative Top Gun was. And I didn't really see it just because I didn't even see the first one. So I kind of need to see that one to start with. But like, from what I gathered, it wasn't really a movie about conservatism at all. It was about planes and Tom Cruise and jets. Like, that's kind of it. That's what Top Gun is, pretty much just all about the spectacle of jet fighting. And that's not a jet fighting is not a conservative value. It's just the thing the military does. But they wanted to turn it into, like, you know, they wanted to turn it into this culturally conservative thing, the same way they always want to turn every Marvel movie. They want to turn any movie that stars anybody who's not white into a woke film, right? We always kind of see that. And I noticed over the weekend, Fox News has kind of begun their efforts for this weekend now with Barbie. They're probably not going to claim Oppenheimer, mainly because that's like too, I don't want to say like, it's just like, Oppenheimer at the end of the day is a movie about like the guy who made the atomic bomb. And I don't know if that has like the mass appeal that Barbie does, but they want to claim that like, Barbie's gone woke or whatever, even though Barbie's kind of always been rather progressive in the vague politics that it supports. But let's go take a look here. Let's go take a look at some whining. You'll notice the name of the video mentions Bud Light, because they also like need to let people know, they need people to believe that Bud Light is bad and conservatives don't like Bud Light, and they took it down for you, the American person. You know, your rent might have gone up, your mortgage might have gone up, or your ability to buy food, to pay for housing, everything else in life might have gotten worse over the last couple of years. But hey, conservatives took down Bud Light, that beer that you probably don't drink. So anyway, let's get into it.
Tudor Dixon is host of the Tudor Dixon podcast, and Peachy Tudor Dixon is
never mind, we
host of the
started
Tudor
right here.
Dixon podcast, and Peachy Keenan is the Federalist senior contributor and author of Domestic Extremists. I'm going to start with you, Peachy, because you wrote a great article
A Practical Guide to Winning the Culture War.
about this in Revolver. And you say that this movie is the slickest, most visually appealing, and therefore most insidious packaging of feminist cliches and trans grooming that you have ever seen.
Amazing. To put that in like normal human speak instead of lizard person degenerate speak, what she means is it's well filmed, well acted, and a good movie. And we're now going to attempt to make the argument that it isn't. We are going to take the loser side on this, and they've accepted this already. We're going to take the loser side of this, and while millions upon millions of Americans this weekend go out to the box office and go and watch Barbie and enjoy it and everything else, Fox News is going to screech on their network about how woke it is, and everyone's going to point and laugh at them. I don't know why they do this. I think it's mainly because like they're out of touch, but this is gonna be the thing for this weekend. We're just gonna hear a whole lot of screeching about this.
Tell us more.
Yeah. I have two daughters. I have a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old, and they've been talking about going to see Barbie for weeks now. They've seen the posters.
Yep.
They saw a trailer before
It
the
is Barbie.
Spider-Man movie. And I didn't even know
Barbie.
it wasn't like PG, but apparently it's PG-13. It's full of
Yeah. It says that at the beginning of the trailer. Learn to read.
suggestive humor. And I found out
Yep.
last week they somehow didn't let anyone know this with the marketing campaign that one of Barbie's main 3 sidekicks is, surprise, surprise, a man. I mean, is nothing sacred?
Wait, Ken's a man. Also, Alan is a man. I'm really confused. I'm assuming she means they're a trans woman. But what's actually also really funny is the idea that like she quoted suggestive themes, right? And wait, actually, I'm kind of curious now. Now I actually am curious. What's the MPAA rating? Nope. God damn it. MPAA rating. Okay, I'm kind of curious. Let's see. It has. Can I see the thing? Can I see the PG-13 rating? Thank you. Oh, here it is. Suggestive references and brief language, which basically means they make a couple. This is going to be like a couple lewd jokes, and there's a bit of language in it. Probably just enough to get you out of a PG rating. Because a PG rating, like I don't remember what the lines are, but a PG rating. Oh fuck, Canada gave it a PG. Granted, there's probably a bit different. But yeah, like brief language. The fact that it's brief language and not language means that there's probably almost like no cursing in this, but just a little bit. Also, yeah, you can already see suggestive references in like the trailer, in the part where like Ken's like, hey, maybe I could come over and stay over the night, and we could do like boyfriend girlfriend stuff, and like we all know that that's like sex, right? But like Barbie is like, well, what do you mean by that? And like Ken's like, I have no idea, because like the joke is that they're toys. They don't have sex organs. Barbie and Ken don't have sex. It's not a thing because they're toys, and that's the. But again, like it's funny because like they have to have this stuff explained to them because they're so fucking like their media literacy is so fucking garbage. And like, everything offends these people. They're like, like Barbie is now transgender. Is Margot Robbie trans? Do any of you think? I'm sorry, but like you have some fucking brainworms. You think Margot Robbie is trans? Jesus.
Sacred. There aren't a lot of movies that appeal to little girls, and this was one of them. But now it's off the list, and I don't really know.
What is she talking about? First of all, there aren't a lot of movies that appeal. Like, if you want movies that appeal to kids, they're all going to be like straight to DVD or on like Netflix and stuff. If we're talking like, and also, even if you want to say that, I actually think I would grant a little bit of that because cinema in general is ran by mostly men for decades and even to today. most of what gets popular is stuff that's aimed at men. It's called this thing called a patriarchy. That we live in a very patriarchal society. There's a reason why when Twilight got popular, every single man, every single boy would never let women forget that those movies are awful and that they're losers for watching them. Like people got so fucking rabid at Twilight fans just because a studio deigned to have a movie marketed and centered around the interests of young girls. Like the thing our society hates more than almost anything else is young girls. Absolutely. But and this motherfucker has no problem with that. She doesn't want more women-centric things. This is just an angle of attack for her.
Know what they were thinking. They just gave Barbie the Bud Light treatment, which probably looks pretty stupid in retrospect.
Yeah, I mean, Tudor, it just, I don't get it.
It's too bad a movie isn't
more Barbies
shitty
than I can count
beer.
in my house because of all my girls. Why won't they let our little girls have anything? It's not even profitable.
They're getting a Barbie movie, you dumb bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? They're also getting a Barbie movie that appeals to all of them. But all of these people already said their kids are looking forward to this. Like,
I mean, Disney lost $900 million on the last 3 woke children's films they put out.
The only thing I will say about this, obviously, I haven't seen the movie. It's not.
Also, we're not going to look it up. Let me put it to you this way. When they say, and I'm not going to verify this, but I have a simple guess because everyone plays this game. When they want to push this talking point, they'll say like, "Oh, Disney lost like X amount of money on this like woke Disney project." Go check the worldwide box office and pair that with the budget. Actually, let's do it for the newest one because I know that they're gonna reference Little Mermaid. So let's do that really, really quickly. Little Mermaid box office. Fuck me. Mojo. Let's take a look. Also, we want $250 million. You can almost guarantee. Let's take a look. You can almost guarantee, by the way. Yeah, can I see production? Can I get the budget really quickly? Okay. So what was it? It was $250 million. Box office Little Mermaid swimming $220 million plus over Memorial Day weekend. And box office soars impressive worldwide totals. I know that, but I want the budget, goddammit. Okay, let's assume the budget is this exact same number. So let's assume it's 500 million, right? Let's make that assumption. So, assuming it's probably not. I don't know. Wait, what if we do marketing budget? Marketing budget. I'm sure somebody's live action remake budget. Collider might have it. Quick links. What was the budget for The Little Mermaid? Cost 260. However, the reception towards the film. What's the marketing budget then? How is Little Mermaid doing at the box office? Budget compared to Little Mermaid animated film. Oh God, like you can almost guarantee this costs way more too. Like they'd be better off doing animated ones. No, this doesn't really tell me either. So unfortunately, it's a bit difficult to find the budget with the marketing budget, mainly because they don't ever tell you that. But you can kind of assume that it's like somewhere around like even if we grant the maximalist number, right? If we double its budget and it's 500, it made 47 million, including its total worldwide take, and it's still making. It's finally hit under 1 million here during the weekdays, so it's probably got a little bit longer. And then also you have like the streaming, you have Disney Plus that it's going to be on, which might drive some subscription numbers. Although again those are very obscured, but like 900 million, that's like DC losses, because DC's been taking some fucking losses. Like keep in mind the budget is 250. It made twice that, according to these numbers we can verify. Something like, oh, what am I doing? Well, I'm already on box office. Something like The Flash, for example. All right. Well, The Flash made 263. Its budget, and I'm only really picking on The Flash because it was an expensive movie. 200 million. Oh my God. With production budget of 200 and advertising budget of at least 65. The Flash must make around 265 million to 400 million global to break even. It's at 263 and it is not going well at all. So like, you know, this will end up being a lot worse than the other. What's the domestic track look like? Oh, they've been well below for a while now. Nah, that's not good. But yeah, like this is an L. This is a supreme L right here. This is like, oh, you're losing a ton of money on these movies. The Disney ones, if they lose money, they're loss leaders. And also Disney can afford it at the end of the day. Warner Brothers can't quite do that the same. And at the end of the day, also, it's not going to matter. This is already doing incredibly well. I'll look that up while we finish up this video, but this is already doing incredibly well.
Not out yet, but in the preview, we see the one character come out and she's holding the high heel and she's holding the Birkenstock and she says, you have to make a choice. You can live in this pink utopia or you have to go to the real world. And I thought it was funny because I'm like, I kind of see like a biblical reference here where the
Oh my God, I hate all of you. It's just a joke because fucking hipsters wear Birkenstocks. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate all of you. You're all the worst kind of people.
serpent is saying. You can either choose to know all, and she ends up not wanting to, but she chooses that. And I thought, well, I'd like to see how it plays out, because from the perspective of a mom who has 4 girls and having watched many Barbie shows, I just sort of wonder, when she goes to the real world, is it really ugly? Because there are a lot of things that—
No, it's gonna be the real fucking, oh my God, she lives in an idealistic, like, the character lives in an idealistic version of the United States. Like, oh my goodness. Like, the whole joke is that she goes to the real world and finds out, oh, everything's not all sunshine and rainbows. Oh my God. But most likely I can almost guarantee you the story is going to be about her, like, rejecting, like, the shitty aspects of the real world and, like, holding strong in her, like, positive outlook on life and stuff. And, like, the moral of the story is most likely gonna just be that, like, hey, the world kind of sucks, but it doesn't mean that you have to choose to validate that. You can live your life in, like, a full a vivid, lively way, even while everything else around you is crumbling, because at the end of the day, like, you make your destiny in your life and you're in control of it. Like, that's I already, like, this is rather normal storytelling. This isn't hard, people. For God's sakes. Like Barbie at this point is like an archetype, right? It's the archetypical blonde American, like, woman, and, like, this the whole Barbie world is all about this idyllic, never really existed world, but, like, it's always supposed to be, you're supposed to embrace those kinds of, like, that kind of positive energy and, like, live your life in a positive kind of way, even though, like, while having an understanding that, like, the world isn't like that, and that not everything around you is always idyllic, but you can be positive in a world that is rather negative. Like, oh my goodness.
that are really ugly that little girls need to understand. And I'm not saying that this is a good thing, but it might just show people that it is nice to have a man who dotes on you and you have a career and you raise your sisters and you're a really strong woman. And perhaps the real world where men are not so great is not so great.
Well, I'm Latina, Tudor, and so I always pick the high heel, never the Birkenstock. So so great to have you both on, and thanks for the warning.
This is just like women, like honest to God, they don't understand that like the character of Barbie in the beginning is probably going to be rather naive and like unaware of the world and kind of stupid. And the whole movie is going to be about her learning about the world, learning about like all of the contradictions of it. And then like still like embracing that idyllic sense of like positivity, which is good. These people have no fucking media literacy. It's really embarrassing. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm happy for them to take the unpopular position that this movie isn't good or like it's too woke or whatever, because they're gonna have egg on their face in a couple days. You know the thing that they tell, like at the end of all YouTube videos where they tell you to like click on one of these like things to watch more videos. Yeah, I've been meaning to film one of those. So that's what I was doing. I was just setting it up to film one.